Good afternoon, everyone. It is September 16th, 2024. This is a webinar we are doing on scent and sleep. And I'm recording this today because some people signed up for the webinar and unfortunately had to cancel. And I'm not running this again this month, or I probably won't do it next month either. So I thought I would proceed and record the class anyway. So thank you very much for joining me. My name is Tracy Pepe, and you are seeing this on YouTube. We have multiple videos on YouTube, so you understand of every time the company does a webinar, we post it on YouTube, but also what to do with essential oils, how to work with them. Many people have acquired a few of them over the years, picking up at grocery stores, festivals, at natural therapies and so forth. So I like to talk about them because they are a fragrant raw material, and it is a chemical material that I like to work with, as well as I deal with other products, so forth, to create scents. I'm a perfumer, and I specialize right now with a company called Smelling Pink. And we deal with a lot of work with long-term care and seniors living. And I'm really proud to say this project that I've been working on for the last 3 years is facilitating in almost 520 beds across Ontario. And at the end of this month, I will be speaking and working with an organization out in British Columbia. So this is where we are and what we're doing. So thanks again for joining us, joining me here at Smelling Pink. And today's video, we are going to focus specifically on scent and an intake session that has happened. I'm just going to put this on mute, sorry. An intake session that we're in the process of collecting data from a group of long-term care homes that is working with using scent with dementia and Alzheimer's patients to help them rest longer. And what are the results? And what are we seeing? And there's some really interesting stuff that I don't think a lot of people realized. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to talk about let me just get this up and running. Okay, so we're going to talk about the impacts of scents on sleep and sleeping behavior. This is not going to be a long webinar. It's going to be basically relatively quick conceptions of concepts like a TED Talk, which is what I love. And for those of you who don't know, I have a TED Talk on my personal journey on how I got into using scents for personal reasons, not just in the professional sense. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is a great opportunity for everyone to connect, and you can use this video at your own leisure. So scent and sleep research has been going on for a long time. There are numerous studies that have demonstrated that smell affects sleep. In the chat, I've put 2 specific studies because odors have a direct impact on the brain. And this is one of the superpowers that I used with my children. My son was on the spectrum, or is on the spectrum, and my daughter dealt with attachment disorder, where she had a very difficult time with anxieties and frustrations leaving me. And I also was dealing with many issues with my kids, and like a mom, you do everything you possibly can because you know you want your kids to have a good night's sleep. And I knew a long time ago in the world of smell how scent changes cognition, it changes behavior, it impacts how we feel. And so it became a ritual with my children that lavender in particular, lavender is because it is one of the safest smells or plants or raw materials that you can work with. That's why Johnson & Johnson uses lavender. The toxicology on it is impressive when it comes from a safety standpoint. And you, as a mom, you're trying to get your kids into bed and you want them to sleep restful. So you sleep restful. So when you wake up in the morning, you can tackle the day. My son, God bless Adrian, love him. He I had two kids polar opposite growing up, as I had a son who would go to bed at 8 o'clock, took naps, and would be up at 5 in the morning. He's in his 30s and he still does the same thing. I have a daughter who is in her late 20s who never went to bed until after 10 o'clock and sometimes stayed up until 1, 2 o'clock, and does to this day. So their sleeping patterns, some of it obviously is genetic, we know, but some of it is also behavior and structure and how do we do this. So what I used to do is create a routine for both of my children using scent. And scent was very much a realistic, a ritual aspect in parenting, but also for behavior of sleep, but also for myself, and to get us to sleep better, more effectively. First thing we would do is bath time was always lavender time because the bathroom was always full of lavender. And even if it was a shower, we would use the essential oils on the grout, or we would put them in a diffuser, or sometimes I would mix them in a bubble bath and I would put it in the bathroom so that it was really pronounced that lavender was bath time. It was, and it's funny, my children still associate that my son was telling me about that he had a long day at work, came home and had a lavender bath. That's comfort. But we know with the research with lavender, it is fantastic for sleep. It actually has an impact on sleeping behavior as young as infants. So this became part of the ritual. Then the smell would be put on an old dryer sheet and stuck in the pillow. Dryer sheets, because of the type of fabric they are, and when they're old, that means all the product has been burnt out of it in the dryer. They flashed off, so you can use it to put new smells. And I would stick it in my kids' pillows, and then we would do story time. And again, breathing, slowing down, voice, because we know how the environment is, quiet music, toning the lights down, no screens. All of this helps to create the environment for better sleep. And then we would read the story. My son would usually pass out long before my daughter, and my daughter would sometimes need 2 and 3 and 4 stories. And that's okay, because it's just how her mind articulates. It takes a while for her. When she sleeps, though, she's out cold. And so this was something that was very interesting to me, but this was a ritual that I did, never missed a beat. And funny enough, when we were on vacation, it was always disrupted sleep patterns. And I often rethink it was because we didn't have the sleep routine. But there is a lot of evidence and research literature on the effects of odors on the duration of sleep, the quality of sleep, and this is not something that's new. So what we're discovering as we're doing this work with Smelling Pink is we're working with Responsive Care Management, which is a fantastic organization that has a few homes that is working on a incredible opportunity to add scent. They're adding it with music, because a part of my training, I teach the people who service scent therapy 1 + 1 = 3. So when you add 2 modalities, you really get an impact. So they are tracking the sleep behavior of some of their residents, specifically using a diffuser in the room. Some are not. Some are also just using the scent trick, which would be a few scents on the pillow. And music therapy. So it's kind of interesting to see what is happening, but this is part of the ritual. So the question that I ask you, the audience who are participating with today, is to understand the ritual and what does the ritual look like for you, and what does the ritual look like for your child, or in the seniors living for the seniors. And as I bring up this really cute image of children smelling essential oils. It really comes down to this. If it doesn't work, nothing negative is going to happen. But if it works, my gosh, the impact could be profound. So while we're using scent and essential oils and smell over a period of time, be patient. It's not like a miracle drug where you take it and it happens overnight in your sleep. It takes sometimes a little bit of time and setting up the ritual. However, as I say that, when we talk about smell therapy, there's a fantastic research report that I reference about a controlled group that takes a percentage of their residents and uses a drug with melatonin in it, and then the same amount of individuals on a different case study use lavender. And what was really fascinating at the end of the results of the study is the results were the same. And to me, that's what says everything. Sometimes medication works and sometimes it doesn't. But why wouldn't we start with something as simple as smell and as childlike as using lavender or creating that ritual? So how do we do it? What are the applications? So some facilities use diffusers. We have a fantastic diffuser that I'm excited to be sharing on my channel. We'll be launching our online website. We get this amazing diffuser that the industry will love because there's no mixing, there's no diffusing that requires water, and you're using the oil direct, and you can set it on a time, 80-hour charge, and you can move it. So it's very portable. The other part is scent sticks, which is still the premise of scent learning, because I'm a big believer in personalized space, one-on-one, utilizing the scent to create a very customized approach when dealing with the ailments that we're facing when it comes to individuals who are having trouble sleeping. And why? And why are we so connected? Because scent is the most powerful communicator when it comes to emotional communication. And I really cannot stress this more and more work that I'm doing within the long-term care and with individuals. And I just witnessed recently, we were at Hawthorne and we were doing a scent therapy session. And two of the women were with, one woman was with her daughter. And when they started scent therapy a few weeks ago, they couldn't smell anything, couldn't identify anything. And then all of a sudden in the class, 3 out of the 5 scents that they started to smell, their eyes lit up, and we could really see they were happy, they were connecting. One lady was nonverbal, so it was really significant actually as a form of communication. And this is what makes my work so rewarding, to be honest with you. So it is emotional communication, because it's emotional communication on a level that the sense of smell and the sense of hearing impact, because it's based on vibration. Now, one thing that we're facing right now, and this is my research, this is my data collection that we're working with the facilities. And so far, we're at 71.1% of individuals who are in long-term care have a poor sense of smell. That's alarming. I can't tell you how alarming that is, because we can improve that just by smelling. And that has a huge impact on sleep, on emotional engagement, on happiness, sadness, increased anxiety, all kinds of things. So to me, the problem is really simple, that the majority of individuals need some scent therapy to re-engage their brain of cognition, to re-stimulate the stimuli in the nose. 58.5% of the individuals that we're working with have dementia, and 39% of the individuals have Alzheimer's. These are some of the places that are working with us with responsive care group, with helping us to do this fantastic work we're doing. Out of this group, 51.2% of their individuals had anxiety, 36.6% experienced high levels of sadness, and 31.7% felt loneliness. 15 minutes of scent therapy created a 48% increase of happiness for the day, a 44.4% of calmness for the day, and a 24.4% feeling of comforted for the day. This is almost 1 out of 2 people, we can actually make them feel happy. This is what is so exciting to me. It's the small nuances that create the bigger picture that would help you. And I can share my personal story with my sister, who got into a terrible accident, is in the convalescent aspect of getting better. She's in physiotherapy every day. She's depressed. She's feeling terrible about her body, her aging, her injuries, and I am working extra with her when I visit with her, giving her smell therapy to help increase that happiness, to help increase the encouragement, to do the work, to work with the social worker, to just stay on track. And it's something that she's in charge of. And if she doesn't want to do anymore, she puts the sticks down. And when she wants to do more, she just picks them up. So it is really helpful from a tool. And this is what scent therapy is. It's a tool in the toolbox. So now I want to talk about how scent, with this recent intake, which is an intake that we do over a month. I think this Friday will be the last day we're actually collecting the data. So responsive care is going to, the teams are tracking individuals who are experiencing some sleeping disorders and sleep issues. So right now, 90.9% who use scent feel relaxed, 72.1% feel comforted, and 63.6% feel calm just using scent. So they're taking this and they're applying it by 60% are scenting the room. They're putting it in a diffuser and leaving it for an hour or two. 40% though are using smell therapy, and that's either a 15-minute application before they go to bed, or putting a few drops on a tissue, sticking it in the pillow, just like I used to do with my children, or they are providing the scent to the individual before they go to bed. And what the results are, the initial, now this is not the overall, and I can't wait to share the overall results, but 36.4% are sleeping longer. So that is approximately 1/3 of the individuals participating in the intake. And I think we're at about 68 residents. So we're impacting at least 20%, 20 people, and they're getting a better sense of sleep. Now, 18.2% are waking less, but this is something that we're going to have to monitor over a longer period of time. So I'm assuming this number is going to change. So what is happening? What are the key things? This is the part that is really exciting. So lavender, we are very much aware because of the research specifically targeting lavender and scent. Some of the individuals use vanilla, which is great because we talk about vanilla and vanillin and the use of it in the fragrance industry and why it's used for the comforting components and why it's used in fabric softeners and creating those bed feelings in your bedroom sheets. So we talk about that. But the one we didn't talk about that is surprising to me, and it makes me really excited, is the smell of lemon. Now, this is something that really caught my attention because lemon is a stimulant. And it is showing by stimulating the brain, it's actually helping the body to relax. So this is something that in our intake forms, I would red flag this from the perspective because we track what the scents do so that I can then look into further research. And if we can really dive into what scents we would look at, this would be one that would show up, and I would really do a really great study if I could with something like this. So this is what we're looking for. Smelling Pink is a part of the Ontario Beekeepers Association. I'm a really proud supporter of this wonderful organization because without our bees, we would not have any smells. And I'm a gardener by trade, so I love this organization. Ontario Long-Term Care Association, I'm a member of, and I recently joined the Advantage Age Ontario group, which I've really enjoyed your connections and meeting you all on these webinars. And so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. For those of you who don't know, in the province of Ontario, smell therapy is 100% covered by the wellness grant. And I have done some research for all the provinces and territories across the country, coast to coast to coast, to match the various grants in your province. And if you would like that, I will put my name and email in the chat. Just reach out to me and I'll send you that document. Go to the olfactive group because the research that I put in the chat, you will find more. You can find us on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And please remember to subscribe to the YouTube video by just clicking. And then whenever I get a webinar, I put them up here. You will be notified. And this is a great training opportunity for you, your staff, and for people who are interested on how to use scent. This is our contact information. Smelling Pink will be launching very soon an online store with a whole bunch of essential oils that you can purchase. Fantastic diffusers that we work with in a bulk size as well as smaller sizes, and all the tools you need for your organization to implement scent therapy. Thanks very much. I'm going to stop the screen and I am going to say thank you again. It has been a great opportunity to share this information. I am going to make sure, just because I put it in the chat prior, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just going to double check. That is the meeting, that is the sleep study. And there is another sleep study I'm going to put in. How scent is used. And for those of you who are interested in learning more, contacting me, understanding how we can implement this program into your home virtually for no dollars, because the course is a web-based training program. We teach you through webinars. We provide you with the great kit. And we support you. It takes about 6 months to get it off on the ground. And then once it's finished, you can talk to responsive care. We do all kinds of programs and intake to keep it going and to grow from best practices. And we're really, really developing this as a team. So anyway, I want to say thank you for your participation today. And for those of you who registered and couldn't come, I completely understand. Life is upside down sometimes. And my name is Tracy Pepe, and I just want to wish you a fantastic day.